What is up, Iraq fam? Today, we are back with kind of a weird one. Okay? I know it's been a while since you see me, but don't worry, I'm still as good looking as ever. But we got a pretty weird one today. So, as you know, the Fortnite storyline has been kind of whack lately, and I think they don't have a direction of where they want to go, right? Like, they have all this money, and they have all this potential, right? Because they can access anything in the freaking world. They can build anything. But they can't get a good storyline. They got freaking Snoop Dogg. Like, the event made no sense. Doom getting killed by a bunch of jits didn't make any sense. So, yeah. Okay. So, we're going to fix it. I can't fix it next chapter, okay? Because that's already been set in stone. Wherever they got going, they got going. Chapter 7, though, I think I can work with. So, first of all, we got to start in Chapter 3 Remix. So, here's what happens, okay? It plays out normally, as it did. Only difference is, we start at Chapter 3, Season 3, to Chapter 3, Season 4. Those are the two we do. We could also, that'll work, because it's the fun season and then the serious season. So what we do is, as we know, the 7 ends up getting corrupted. We're not too worried about Season 3. The 7 end up getting corrupted. Now, what happens is, instead of Jonesy just screwing around the entire time like he did during the the Season 3 part, he's actually going to tell the 7, yo, got cooked, basically, like, no matter what we do. So, what they do instead is they set up trackers. So now, each member of the 7 has a tracker on them that, when connected to some form of energy, like, let's do the 0 point. When it picks up a signal from the 0 point, it will send them towards that, but it has to be a specially distinguished thing. But they can now be retrieved from wherever they might be, whether captured, whatnot, as long as they have it on them. Can't be broken or tampered with, like, at all. As long as it's on them, they can be pulled. Okay, so, here's what happens. Chapter 7 kicks off, right? New island, all that. Basically, the Foundation gets found first, okay? He's kind of janky because he's been off and on the world. All members of the 7 are on different worlds, right? They're all getting messed up because they don't know where they are. They don't know how to contact each other. They can't contact each other, but they can be reached through the 0 point, which isn't set up at all. Brand new island, kind of janky, overgrown forest, great things, okay? Fun things. The first person Jonesy receives is the Foundation. This is done off screen, so you can start off the season with a little bit more emphasis than just finding the Foundation. So Foundation's already found. Here's what they gotta do. They have to somehow pull the 0 point out and then access this energy, because they're gonna have to restart, like, the beacons from Season X, right? Because they need those to reach the 7, like they did back in Season X, like the scientists did. They're gonna use these and set them up at different corners of the map, and they're going to pull the members of the 7 all out at once throughout the entire map, right? Basically, what they're doing is they're setting up a new base. That's what this map is. A new foundation, so to say, a new home. So after they do all that, right, all members of 7 are back. They all been pulled out of whatever world they were mixed up in. And when that happens, a little bit of that world comes with. So during the first season, you have 7 different map changes. So it has influx of content like that, okay? And so then, once that season ends, off screen between the Season 1 through Season 2, there's an off screen thing where they build up their own individual bases. So, like, the Foundation one's going to have a more of a grounded base. It's not going to be flashy. It's going to be very, this is what it's for, this is what it's done. Visitor will be very location based, like he'll have layouts of the map, things that need to be pointed out, changed, or avoided, so on and so forth. Origin will have a very power focus, and Scientists will have a very techie thing. You get the idea. So that's Season 2. What did I call it? Fortification. So what they're doing is during Chapter 3, Season 2, we all know that the War with the IO didn't go as planned, okay? It was kind of janky. It was all over the place. The mech got destroyed, which wasn't good. It should have never gotten to that point. They were not prepared for a war at all. So instead, now, since Jonesy's here and he knows everything that happened, he tells them, we got to get this place ready in case anything happens, because they're still out there somewhere. So that's what that season's focused on. throughout the season, players can fund different parts of the map to fortify that spot. Like, so, if they fortify, let's say the scientist areas more, it's going to be much more, so there's going to be more turrets and stuff like that. And then if something bad happens, it won't just get blown up when the next season happens. So if they only let's say they fortify 4 out of the 7, there's going to be 7 locations. So yeah, something like that. Like if they were to fund 4 of them, and like 3 of them didn't happen, there would be a chance that if there's another like a war season, that one of those locations that didn't get funded would get literally blown off the map. Like, and I don't mean like, oh, we changed out some decorations and stuff and we made it all bad guyish. Like, I mean like literally removed and then refortified with that enemy's theme. Because you guys tend not to just destroy stuff, which I think is kind of lame. It's like, if you're not going to use this location anymore, why not just like wipe it off and just put something else there that's cooler? You tend to just cover it with sand. Anyways, back to it. So yeah, they're just preparing if something bad happens. I know that doesn't sound as interesting, but you can still add more interesting stuff to it. Like, you can have more planes and stuff, more vehicles, reskin tanks, buses. You make it very, not vehicle focused, but it'd be fun. You could do mechs, though I wouldn't do mechs. I would do, I don't know what I'd do. I'll think about more. And then Chapter 7, Season 3. This would be the big plans. So this is in preparation for Chapter 4 Remix, which we'll get there. Here, they have to plan out what's going to happen. Okay? Because as far as we know, what happened before Chapter 4? We had that. Now I remember. They want to go back in time and end the IO. Completely. Like, wipe them off the map and get rid of them. They're bad news. So, as Jonesy knows, there's a time machine they can get to. But they have to figure out how to get there. So this season is focused around planning that out. So, what you see is during Season 1, you saw them getting the 7 there and bringing them to the island. During Season 2, you saw them fortifying it. So all their bases were being finished built. And then the most funded bases would have higher fortifications and wind turrets and stuff. And then Season 3 is big plans. So they start building more rocket pads. They start preparing supplies, medical gear, stuff like that. Stuff they can, so that they can take those rockets, get somewhere, and then set up base, right? Like they did in, let's look at an example, Season X and Season 4. How the Visitor got there, and he knew exactly where to go. He went to the rocket and set up. The scientists knew where to go, set up. That's the thing. But the thing is, they didn't have a fortified base. So if the IO came in, they went undetected somehow. They went undetected, and the IO can't come in and just ruin everything. But here's the thing. As we know in Chapter 4, the IO doesn't have much more presence. It's really just Sloan. Okay? But let's not get off track, okay? So big plans. They're setting up rockets, setting up for the future and what their plans are. They're getting it ready. Green light. All missions go. This is a short season. This is more of the 1 month thing, I would say. Not too long. There's not many map changes, but it's a countdown for an event. This is just to get everybody hyped up. So you make it fun. You make it like a celebration season. So like everybody on the island's like cheering them on, like, yeah, go save the loot, man. Go get rid of it, man. Cut out of it. Save all other realities, right? And the IO. Okay? That's a plan. So, this is the end of the season, end of the chapter. Take the rockets, all 7, a sequence where all of them blast off and go. Okay? So you'd have like a nice little launch sequence where you walk with the 7 members. Like, that's the thing that I like. There's one event where it was the Season 2 end event where you were with the seven. That was the thing. You were with them. You were walking with the sign, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, that's nice. And then that never did it again. I was like, they did it in season 4, chapter 2, but like I thought that was cool. So that's the thing. You don't have to make it like a big grand event. Like the craziest part about that event was probably the island flipping, and that probably didn't take too much. Think about it. They made an animation for flipping. They made particle effects for the queen dying, sound effects, and lighting, and then the tsunami. That was it for that major part. So you could literally have for the end event. I'm literally telling you the end event for chapter 7. You're just walking with the foundation and stuff, finish setting everything up, and he's just talking to you like you're just a normal person that's been helping you along that has been helping him this entire way, because you have in a way. So yeah, you guys just get the rocket ready and you go. And there is an 8th rocket for Jonesy, of course. So yeah, and he has his own 7 armor at this point. It's more like the 8, but he's more like the how many layers are in the 7? I don't know. Don't worry about it. What did he say would be called? I don't remember. Whatever his name he said he'd be, that's what he'd be. Okay? Chapter 4. Remix. Or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Here's the plan. Chapter 4 Season 3 and Chapter 4 Season 4. That's all we need. The 7 set up in Chapter 3, okay? So what's the least known part in Chapter 3 or Chapter 4? Let me figure that out real quick. And we're back. Okay. So, I would say if we go back to the Chapter 4 map and we set back up, I say they would set up probably between, like in the snowy area. I say that'd be the best spot, especially since that's the Paradigms area that she brought in personally. So I would say that spot. So yeah, that'd be a good spot. And especially since that's probably the farthest spot away from Cradle Thorns. So yeah, we'll set up at the Bastion area. I think that's what it was called. That'll be the place to set up. That's Season 3. Chapter 4, Season 3 remix, so like the first 2 weeks. This is just a 2-month thing. So you got the Chapter 7, Season 4, and Chapter 4, Season 3 and 4. So you got 3 seasons in 2 months. So it's very short, simple, whatnot. They set up Time Heist. So literally almost like a remix of the trailer, like the intro trailer for that. For Chapter 4, Season 4. Just with the 7. And it's another walk-along event. So you're not really walking, but you're running and gunning with them. Because you're trying to get there. Now, here's the plot twist, okay? So for some reason, Fortnite, whenever they do events, it's always like, if the players are the one fighting the bad guy, they always win. Always. Not this time. So, as we know, Sloane is still not happening. She wants to get the IO back and up and running. So, what ends up happening? The 7 end up getting the time machine, but they can't activate it. It takes time. So, as they're getting it set up and about to go, Sloane comes in and pops that thing before they could. Bad news. So, now that she's gone into the past, where the IO were getting set up, there's a huge problem. We just sent this chick back in time that knows the entire future, everything that happened from Chapter 4 beyond. She knows everything, which isn't really that much in all reality. It's not that much. But she knows it all. She knows what we were playing, and she probably knows where we're set up too. Not good. So, what happens? We now have to go back to Chapter 7. So we're still in Chapter 7, Season 5. Chapter 7, Season 5. And what did I call it? I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. But this time, it's Chapter 7, Season 5. Not Resistance, because that's what we called it last time. Some more of Defense. I don't know. Something catchy like that. Or something that stays off the tongue. Very, very intense season. The thing with the original one, it wasn't that good. It was okay. Not great. We're getting off the point. So this season is them having to now fight off the IO. They came in with the time machine, and they meant business. They now have a fully capable army with them. I don't mean like they have like some things that can pop out of the ground and start shooting you with like 4 troops. They have everything from tanks to ships to who knows what. So, during Chapter 3, because that's what they did. They went back in time to Chapter 3 just like we did. Just this time, they didn't lose because they knew it was going to happen. So, you know what they were able to do? From the 0 point, they have all the energy now. All that energy is packed into a single vessel, which we'll just say it's like a helicarrier. It's like the mothership of the IO. That's what it looks like. It looks like a mothership, but for the IO. Mixed with like a helicarrier because they're more military like that. Is there music playing? No. Okay. So you have this huge ship off in the background. And what they did is whatever area the players did not fortify, those are almost, like 1 or 2 of them are just wiped off the map completely. They're fortified with the IO. The IO has a strong hold there, and it is just secured. Okay, like players can still go there, but they're gonna get shot at, you know. So now there's a huge war front, huge. The IO has planes coming in and out, bombing everything. So, yeah, it's a war for the island. Because now, Chapter 7 is the most advanced point with the 0 point. And well, if they get that, then is what it is. That's the furthest point in time they can go. They can't go any further in time. So Chapter 7 is the standpoint time. So that's Chapter 5. I still got to figure out, not Chapter 5, Season 5, Chapter 7. My bad. It's tricky saying all these things, you know. So yeah. That's my take right now. I'll keep advancing on it later, and I'll probably go back and rewrite some things. But yeah, that's what I think. I think if Fortnite went something as simple as that, I know it might sound complicated, but it's not. It's actually really simple when in the grand scheme of things. The hardest part about that would be coming up with the skins for the map for all the different seasons. But you know, I think that could work. Well, no, I already got the skins for season. No, I'm not gonna go into that right now. Real simple, real easy to set up. You still have plenty of time. You have Chapter 6 launches in December. Okay, let's just make that obvious. Chapter 6 launches in December. It's going to span from December to November 1st. We already know that. That's how you guys been doing it for who knows has like 3 years now. It's predictable now. But you never go back to the original map. It's kind of lame, but it is what it is. This could work. Whoever sees this video, please try to get it out there. I think this would be great for the community to finally have a storyline again. I think this would actually be very interesting. People miss the Seven's characters. They were fun, they were interesting, their suits were cool, the stories were cool, they were mysterious, like, it was just fun. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be making more, dissecting each season more to really get it in there, and I will write out a full, like, story, I would say. It's not gonna be like a whole book, but it's gonna detail everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. I reckon 9!